Press.
Welcome to the Synthesis Paper Workshop, brought to you by the Writing Center at the Academic Resource Center. So, what is a synthesis paper? So, when you have a synthesis paper, right, this is going to build and connect ideas together. What you're going to have is you're going to have multiple sources, right? At least three or more. And from those multiple sources, you will read those sources and you will connect. You'll compare and contrast the ideas that the sources bring. And then you're going to, as they say, synthesize it, put it all together, right? The key is to remember that a synthesis paper is not a summary, nor is it an analysis paper. Let's analyze that, or let's look a little bit deeper. So, if you have a summary gives the main points of the text, right? It's like the who, what, when, where, why, how of the text. What a synthesis does is it has connections to other things. Because remember, with a synthesis, you have three or more sources. So you have a paper that maybe you're looking on sunspots, and one says something, and then another text, right, builds on that and says some more, and then another text says something in addition to that. Right. So, what you're doing is you take the information for all three of those texts and you're connecting it to the larger point that you're talking about, sunspots. Now, an analysis is when you look at something and you break it down and you look for deeper meaning behind it, right? When you synthesize something together, you have yourself looked at this is the overall thing that I'm talking about. This is the information I'm bringing together and I'm connecting the ideas. So if you're creating a synthesis paper, these are the normal steps that you're going to go through. First thing is that you always want to have a strong thesis. And when you're drafting your thesis, the reason why you want to make sure this is in place is because your thesis is a driving point of your paper. So the points in your thesis are going to be the points that you are researching, which leads us to part two is you research your topic. You look in the library databases and then you're pulling up articles that deal with your topic that help support the theses that you have there. Now, what you're going to do, and this is the most important part, you're going to read the sources. You're going to read at least three or more, right? You're reading these sources and you're taking notes because each one of them has information that is going to contribute to your paper. So you're looking and you're taking notes. After you have taken these notes, right, then that's when you start um, working on your paper. So, first, you're summarizing the source briefly, right? Then, what you're going to do is you're going to include the information that the source has brought to you or told you, right? You're including this source and you're including another source, right? And when you compare what the different sources says, then you're adding, right? You're synthesizing it together. This source says this, whereas this source says that. And the third source, right, backs up both, right, of these sources. Let us look at an example. So here we have two paragraphs, right? Paragraph one. In Smith's paper, he concluded that in classes with less than 25 students, they were able to retain 10% more of the information and perform 15% better on tests because of the less distracting environment and increased individualized instruction from the teacher. This clear measurement shows that students perform better with less distraction and agrees with Mason's finding that a teacher's individualized attention increases student test scores. Or Smith said that students learned 10% more and did better on tests. Mason said that because of a teacher's attention, they also did better on tests. So one of these is synthesizing information, and the other one is just summarizing. All right. Look at the sentences. And why is one a sentence and one is a summary? Because the summary hits on the main point. Main point, 10% did better, right? Um, Main point, right? If we look here, Mason's finding that teachers' individualized attention increases test scores. Mason said because of teachers' attention, they also did better on tests. This is a very short way of saying this. This is a very short sentence of saying this.